Starts with Ripple Rays, and I feel like that's your thoughts.
That is my thoughts.
Okay.
Ripple Rays is a new Grateful Dead themed bar in Carytown, where Wheezy's once wheezed.
Yeah, I think so. And Townhouse once towned.
Sure.
All
I
right.
have not yet been to Ripple Rays. And I don't believe you have either.
No.
But the pictures that I'm seeing on social media, the first night they had a concert, the line was down the street. So you have the Jasper line going one way, the Ripple Rays line going the other way.
And yeah, we do need more live music venues. But we learned when you and I did a little menu tasting for the Mardi Gras menu over at Get Tight that it's a little tough to have live music in Richmond. And I'm hopeful that we'll get Drew, the owner, he started Fuzzy Cactus and now has moved to Get Tight Lounge, onto the podcast to talk about what makes things a little bit of a hurdle for live music in Richmond. So you can have that to look forward to.
That Mardi Gras tasting menu was pretty flavorful.
Was it flavorful?
And the drinks were pretty strong.
So you had your first absinthe.
I did. First in a long, I think I probably had it in college. So the first in a long time. Robey and I shared a drink. It was kind of like Lady and the Tramp.
It was a lot like Lady and the Tramp, except a beverage that was bright green and no meatballs.
In general, Get Tight Lounge is a really fun place to hang out and also to see live music in the back there.
I gotta say, if somebody had asked me to suggest food at Get Tight, I am going to say before we were there, I probably would not have. But I met the chef.
You not have what?
Suggested it? No,
oh, okay.
no. And I'm glad we went because I think that what we were able to taste was really solid. I think the drinks were really stand up. I mean, I had an espresso martini that can be made vegan, which I think is kind of cool if you're looking for something that your vegan crowd can drink that's like one of the most popular drinks happening right now. We had red beans and rice. We had jambalaya. We had gumbo. We had a beignet that was like the cross between a Krispy Kreme donut and a beignet. So if that's your style, which I don't know whose style it's not.
I was going to say. It checks all the boxes.
All the boxes. And it will go all through this month. They have some really cool live bands playing also. So yeah, support your local music scene and your local restaurants.
And you and Drew had a pretty intense conversation about French fries, if I recall.
Yeah, he feels the same way I do. We are into the house-made French fry situation. We'll get into that too when he comes on because I am very intense about French fries, always.
I'm seeing here in my rundown, you want to talk about the best bagel in Richmond?
Dude, I can't with this. Have you had the Sunday bagel yet?
I have.
And?
It was phenomenal.
And?
I want more.
And?
They're hard to get.
Yeah.
You have to put in the effort to get them.
Well, if you're going to get the best bagel in Richmond, I feel like there should be effort. Now, it's different than Cupertino's. It's a little lighter. It's a little airier. It's a little fatter, right? So if you're expecting a Cupertino's bagel, this is not it.
Which is my favorite, by the way.
It will.
It's my go-to.
Well, they've been doing bagels for 30 years in Richmond, so it's good for it to be your favorite. I think that if you want something that's a little newer and a little lighter, this would be my choice for you. Also, they have mortadella on their bagel sandwiches. And pretty much, that just cements it.
And right now it's just a pop-up, correct?
It is. It is a pop-up. It's at Pamplemousse, which feels like I'm just talking about a LaCroix soda, but it's which is right next to One More Taco on Robinson. And yeah, so you can do it. Follow their Instagram, which is Sunday Bagel at RVA, or Sunday Bagel RVA on Instagram, and you can learn what types of bagels they have and what bagel sandwiches. Bagels go up at 8 and sandwiches come up at 11 on Sunday.
Patrick Murtaugh is leaving.
So still an owner, but moving away from day-to-day operations at the Hardywood Craft Brewery that you guys have known and loved. They were part of SB 604, which is what made it so we could drink in breweries in the state of Virginia, which is very cool.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yep, Patrick Murtaugh, Eric McKay, the originators of Hardywood. One of them is just moving back. He has news to share, which I am not going to share, but we will at some point share. But he is moving back from Hardywood. So that is a high five to Patrick. He's still an owner, so you will still see him around with a beer in his hand.
I believe Hardywood was the site of one of our first live podcasts back in 2020.
It was. We sat under a tent and talked to all of them. They're good, good eggs. Let's talk about soup dumplings again.
Okay. What can we talk about?
I know when it's opening.
Ugly Dumpling.
Yes.
When is it opening?
It's opening. So it was going to open on January 25th, but then they sent an email out to all of their employees. I'm such an insider. I mean, I
Is
just
this another
know about
part-time
emails.
job for you?
Yep. Insider Robey.
You slinging dumplings?
I'm stalking a soup dumpling. I'm a soup dumpling stalker. Anyway, February the 17th is the opening. So 3 days after Valentine's Day, you can get your part-time lover a soup dumpling.
Little Stevie Wonder reference. I like that.
You got it. Yeah.
So why should I go to Ugly Dumpling?
Well, because they have soup dumplings.
Okay.
Also, it's in Willow Lawn, and it's known for its soup dumplings. So if you really haven't had a soup dumpling and you're not really you don't really understand what it is, this will give you an option to taste them in a place that's been making them for quite some time.
And this is a regional chain, a national chain?
Yes, look at you with the food knowledge. Yeah.
I think you told me that.
I might have.
Yeah, I think so.
It
It's right here in my
happens.
notes.
Robey told me it was a regional chain.
Speaking of things that you've told me,
Yeah.
you have a new column in Style Weekly.
We do.
I saw an art rendering of you and Megan.
I'm a potato.
jealous. I'm jealous.
I'm a potato.
I just get the two shot up here, Nick. I just get this this plate with my name on it, just a name. You have like a whole cartoon character now.
I have a full cartoon character of me of a potato.
I'm gonna flash it up.
Yeah, yep, me and my potato. Anyway, yeah, Megan Marconiak, who she and I have both been writing about the food industry in Richmond, state of Virginia for 20 years. So we started when we were 3. And so now we have a column together. It's bi-weekly over at Style. You'll get snacks, support, more snacks, things to do in the Richmond food area. And we have a little travel piece at the end of it. So if you want to go somewhere else, we have some suggestions there. Yeah, come on.
It's awesome. I'm proud of you guys.
Super
Hopefully Megan
cool.
can come on here and we can tell stories about you.
Oh gosh, she'd love that. Are you kidding? She has some too. Whew. Yeah, maybe that's a bad idea.
I want some of your hot takes. Real
Hot
quick.
takes.
I have 2
Hit me.
questions for
All
you.
right.
There are 2 restaurants that recently opened in Richmond
I need
that
wine for this.
I have not been to yet. But you have, I think,
Mm-hmm.
based on your social media. And I want to know what you thought of them and what I can expect if I go there.
All right.
The first is Brave Captain.
I freaking love it.
Okay.
So by the guys that own Cobra Cabana and Hot for Pizza and the soon-to-be music venue, little listening room they're doing, Robey Abernethy and Josh Novicki. He was the guy from Valiant Thor. He is Valiant himself. So if you're familiar with the heavy metal band, that's Robey.
Okay.
And they have opened Brave Captain, which is like maybe a seafood themed bar, but really it's just like a cool bar. It's in the old Mojo's, one side of it. The other side is Tito's Mexican. But one side of it, think steak fries, think fat tuna sandwiches. I mean, weirdly, they have like the best Jamaican beef patties. No, it's not seafood, but they're really solid.
Jamaican beef patties.
Yep, it's like a Hot Pocket, but if it was a Hot Pocket, it was wrapped in a Cheez-It and had really nice beef in
You're
it.
speaking my love language.
Yeah. It's
Hot Pocket wrapped in a Cheez-It.
It's so good. You'd understand when you saw it.
Okay.
Anyway, the point is it's really great. The whole place is fun. If you're interested in eating out on more of a frugally, this is probably your spot.
All right. I love their other places, so I'm looking forward to visiting this one as well.
Just assume this one's equally as well appropriated.
High praise from Robey. I love it.